It just went live. You have Todd, what letter? E and F. Hey Bryson, how do you feel about this idea to broadcast live to the YouTube stream?
Oh God, we streamed this to our parents. I know we were like, hi mom. Your name is Mom, not what your actual name was. Your name is Mom. Hi. You have to be your very best.
All right, let's begin our match today. We have pod D, we have pod F. I will remind you, like pod D, you guys have already been here, but for pod F, I will remind you about all of the match behavior things that we talked about. Staying focused and in, not blurting things out. We do not want to have to enforce penalties on teams, such as losing your ability to answer a question or getting only half points for questions. So we shall begin. Miscellaneous, let me make sure everybody's on. We got everybody there. Got there. Okay. Miscellaneous sports, concept number 1. What NFL team's nickname kept the cat motif, already used by that city's former football team, the Panthers, and Natalie? Incorrect. Already used by that city's former football team, the Panthers, and by its baseball team, the Tigers. Correct answer is the Detroit Lions. Language arts grammar. Give the 3-letter word used as the objective, third-person, singular, feminine pronoun in English. Natalie. Her. Correct. Her. Okay. Fine arts music. Well, I'm not pencil right. Unless it's a different one. That's 3. Fine arts music. What number of beats per measure in a waltz is the same as the number of eighth notes that equal a dotted quarter note, and the same as the number, Ava?
3. Correct.
3. And the same as the number of notes in a triplet. Science, life science. When English scientist Robert Hooke saw cork under a microscope, he thought each division of cork looked like an area where a monk lives within a monastery. Thus, Hooke was the first to use what 4-letter word to describe each individual division of cork, a word for the smallest unit of life. Natalie. Incorrect. Can't buzz it again, you already did.
I need a buzzer.
Correct answer is a cell. When I asked your team to set up for you, they decided not to set up all the way for you.
You said that mother.
Mathematics computers. Sony, Philips, and LG were among the electronics companies that combined to develop this format as a successor to the DVD. Identify this optical disc format, now one of DVD's top competitors, whose name comes from the color of laser needed to read the optical disc. Ava, incorrect. That's time. The correct answer is Blu-ray. Social studies history. This former Secretary of State under this former Secretary of War under Franklin Pierce was wearing his wife's cloak when he was captured in Georgia on May 10, 1865. Name this only man to serve as president of the Confederacy. Colson. Incorrect. Zoe. Incorrect. Lincoln was president of the Union. The Confederacy, the other side, was Jefferson Davis. You gonna match? Oh, okay. Language arts literature. She appears in a set of recent fiction about real-life mysteries let's start that again. She appears in a set of recent fiction about real-life mysteries she solved while writing her novels. Name this 19th century British author said to have solved a murder in that set while waiting for publication of her novel Sense and Sensibility. Time. The correct answer is Jane Austen. Toss-up 8 is in social studies geography. Geography is said to have how many major themes, which is the same as both the number of boroughs in New York City and the number of Great Lakes. Natalie. Correct. 5. Science, physical science. This heaviest of all naturally occurring elements was named by Martin Klaproth in 1789 for a planet that had only been discovered 8 years earlier by Sir William Herschel. Identify this radioactive element with atomic number 92 and chemical symbol U. Ava. Incorrect. Colson. Uranium. Don't get to comment on each other's questions yet. Celebrate at the halftime break. Math, general math, 30 seconds. Grab the pencils. Find the least common multiple of the three numbers 10, 16, and 24. That's time. Reagan, I'll go ahead and take it. Incorrect. Not least common factor, least common multiple. So what bigger number do all three of those have in common the first time? And it's 240.
Let's figure that out.
Science, life science. Small members of this group of mammals include sheep, goats, and deer, while large members include giraffes and cows. Give, Ava, incorrect. Give the collective name for this group that chews their cud and has multiple stomach chambers. Reagan. No, the word is ruminants. I've never heard of that before. Language arts spelling. Spell the literary term exemplified by the phrase, Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. That means the repeating of initial consonant sounds in consecutive words. Spell alliteration. Natalie. Incorrect. Bryson, nice and loud from back there for me. Okay. Correct answer is Allitteration. Can't do that, you're in a match. Social studies, current events. Its Constitutional Assembly that is trying to write a new constitution has declared itself the most important legislative body in this country, even more important than its Congress. Name this South American country that has become an absolute economic disaster during the reign of its president, Nicolas Maduro, from his headquarters in the city of Caracas. Colson. Incorrect. Ava. Venezuela. Math, geometry, pencils. This one's hard. Calculate the area of a rhombus. Two diagonals are 18 inches and 14 inches. If the area is half the product of the diagonal's lengths. That's time. Correct answer is 126 square inches. So if you listen to the whole question, they actually told you how to do it in the question. They said calculate the area of a rhombus whose two diagonals are 18 inches and 14 inches. So if you wrote down 18 inches, 14 inches, then it said if the area is half the product of the diagonal's lengths. So if you had cut 18 and 14 in half, multiply them together. We are going on to toss-up 15. Currently, it is 30-10. Very close game. Social studies civics. What French term describes the attempt at peaceful coexistence with the Soviet Union that dominated much of U.S. foreign policy in the 1970s? The correct answer is détente. They'll get better, I promise. Miscellaneous popular culture. It featured an occasional butcher character named Sam, who was a steady boyfriend of Alice, the housekeeper. Name this 1970s TV series featuring a woman with 3 daughters who married a man with 3 sons. I thought you would have gotten that one. The Brady Bunch. Number 17, science, earth science. boy. The asthenosphere and lithosphere areas of Earth are located in the upper portion of what part of Earth between the crust and the core? Fine. Correct answer is the upper mantle, or just the mantle is all you had to say. Fine arts drama. This first Italian opera ever sung in Italian in New York City features the characters Count Almaviva and Rosina. Identify this Rossini opera named for the occupation and home city of its main character, Figaro. It's called The Barber of Seville. You are finding out that sometimes the questions are just really hard in a random set. Sometimes you know every answer. Sometimes it's like right now where you're like, and that just happens because they write each set differently. Language arts vocabulary. The words equestrian and equine are most often associated with what common mammal? Hannah.
Horse.
Horse is correct. Equestrian refers to horse. Social studies history. In 480 BC, the Persian army encountered a mountain pass that controlled by a much smaller force of Spartans. Name this pass, crossed by the Persians only after they were shown a way around it that allowed the Spartans to be totally surrounded. Correct answer is Thermopylae. Let's see what we've got. Language, arts, literature. Titles in this series include The Clue in the Jewel Box and The Mysterious Mannequin. While its minor characters include a housekeeper named Hannah, cousins named Bess and George, and the title character's boyfriend, Ned Nickerson. Name this series of mysteries that feature an independent girl detective and was written under the pen name Carolyn Keene. Ayla. Nancy Drew is correct. Science, general science. What device that measures the amount of heat released by a chemical reaction can also find the amount of energy provided by each gram of the food you eat? The answer is a calorimeter, so it tracks your calories. That is the end of our toss-up portion. So now is our 1 minute halftime. Stand up, stretch, move your arms around a little bit, get some blood flowing to things again. That was a hard first set of questions. I am a big believer that sometimes all it takes is just getting up, moving your feet a little bit, stretching a little bit, and then like getting some energy back to your brain. Sometimes at half times of matches, I have gone up and just made the people playing just switch seats. Obviously not in a pandemic. But sometimes I've just gone up and said, hey, you two switch places. Because sometimes just moving around for a second makes a significant difference. But I think we have some good questions coming up where we should get some good points. Yeah, I think we've got some good ones coming up. Little rough start, but I think we should do it. The top of your head. You know what? Oh, we actually did the lions. The only part of the answer that was underlined was lions. He actually didn't even need Detroit. Now, keep that in mind for the future. If you know that it's -2 or a, so you only know one of them, what if we did need Detroit Lions and you must in the Lions? What would I have probably done? Can you be more specific? And actually, if someone had buzzed in and said Detroit, I would have made them be more specific to get the word Lions out. So even if you think you know half of it, especially if it looks like they're not going to buzz in, it's not like you're giving them the answer, work a shot. All right, let's pick up that with some bonus questions. Remember, these are the 4 questions, all grouped around the same topic. So, number 1, is it science, earth, science? Answer these questions about natural occurrences in the United States. Number 1, in 1811 and 1812, this Missouri city experienced a series of earthquakes so strong that they caused islands to disappear from the Mississippi River. Zoe, incorrect. Correct. Grayson? What? Nope. We were looking for a city in Missouri, and the city is called New Madrid. Number 2, this geyser in Yellowstone National Park erupts on a predictable schedule. Eva? What? Old Faithful is correct. Number 3, this state saw a massive 9.2 earthquake in 1964. Natalie? Incorrect. Guess the state, if nothing else. Bryson? Bryson? Incorrect. Alaska. Number 4, this Hawaiian volcano is the tallest in the world if you include the part underwater. Correct answer is Mauna Kea. Language arts, 4 parts in literature. Identify these females from Greek mythology. Number 1, after she opened the box, the only thing that came up, Pandora. The only thing that remained was Hope. Number 2, Zeus changed her into a cow to protect her from Hera's. Natalie? Incorrect. To protect her from Hera's threats. Fine. The correct answer is Io. 3, she was the Greek goddess of agriculture. Reagan. Nope, not Persephone. Natalie? Nope, Demeter. Number 4, this sea nymph imprisoned Odysseus on her island until Zeus sent Hermes to tell her to let him go. Time, correct answer was Calypso. Miscellaneous 4 parts in physical fitness. Give these terms from volleyball. Okay. Number 1, a serve you can't return. Wilson, incorrect. You don't get to comment on it. You ask the word. Ava, incorrect. Ace. Number 2, hitting the ball very high. Natalie, incorrect. Hitting the ball very high to prepare a spike. That's time. Correct answer is a set. Number 3, a successful spike that results in a point. Zoe, incorrect. That's time. It's a kill. And number 4, the defensive specialist on each team. Natalie, incorrect. That's time. The correct answer is libero. Science help. What type of medical doctor specializes in these areas? Your answers will all end with IST. Number 1, treats skin problems and Ava. Dermatologist is correct. Number 2, fixes broken bones. Natalie? That's correct. Orthopedist. A mouthful. Number 3, treats people with heart problems. Ava. Cardiologist is correct. And number 4, helps people deal with emotional problems. Natalie? Incorrect. Pretty hard thinking faces over here. Correct answer is psychiatrist. Language arts vocabulary. To what heavenly body or system of heavenly bodies does each of the following adjectives refer? Number 1, lunar. Hannah, the moon. Number 2, solar. Natalie, the sun. Number 3, astral. Ava? Incorrect. Reagan? What? Nope, the stars. Number 4, terrestrial. Hannah? That's correct. 5 points. We did that last time. I like that you're excited, but social studies history identify these terms from the U.S. Civil War. Number 1, the Union's strategy of preventing supplies from reaching the Confederacy by placing military ships at key ports. That's time. Correct answer is a blockade. Number 2, paper money that the Union issued but could not back with gold or silver. Ava? Incorrect. Reagan? They were called greenbacks. Number 3, this type of law ignores certain parts of the U.S. Constitution and is usually only used for short periods to restore order in the streets. Ava? Incorrect. Time correct answer is martial law. Number 4, this right, suspended by Abraham Lincoln, required that persons charged with a crime should be brought before a court and shown why they are being held. Colson. Incorrect. Part of that. It's called habeas corpus. Fine arts 4 parts in music. Answer these about musical notation associated with the treble clef. Number 1, the set of 5 lines and 4 spaces where music is written. Colson. Incorrect. Ava. The staff. Went too specific. Number 2, the note represented by the top space in that set. Bryson? Incorrect. Ava? Incorrect. Top space, F-A-C-E. The note represented by the middle line in that set. Natalie? B. Number 4, you can't talk about it in the middle of a question. Number 4, the note just under the bottom line in that set. Natalie? Incorrect. Bryson? D. Let's see. Give science help. Give these letters for these vitamins, adding their numbers as necessary. Number 1, this one is also called thiamine. Megan. What? You have to be more specific than that. Zoe. Incorrect. On the right track, though. It was vitamin B1. Number 2, this one called phylloquinone aids with blood clotting and liver function. Zoe. Incorrect. Grayson. Incorrect. It's vitamin K. Number 3, this one is also called ascorbic acid. Time. You'll be mad. That one was vitamin C. Oh, man. All right. We'll throw it out. I hit the reset button. You got to speak up if you see that you're still on when they start reading the next question. That is an okay case to shout out and interrupt the match. Number 4, this one is also called riboflavin. Bryson. Incorrect. Zoe.
Vitamin F.
It's vitamin B2. Language arts 4 parts in spelling. Not identify. Spell these houses of worship. Number 1, cathedral. Zoe. Incorrect. Paulson. Incorrect. R-A-L. One letter off. Number 2, basilica. Ava. That is correct. S-I-L-I-C-A. Number 3, mosque. Natalie. Incorrect. Bryson. M-O-S-Q-U-E. Number 4, synagogue. Zoe. Incorrect. Colson. Incorrect. S-Y-N-A-G-O-G-U-E. Social studies geography. Identify these mountains. Number 1, it's the highest peak in North America. Colson. Incorrect. You can't buzz anything, your team already did. Correct answer is Denali or Mount McKinley. And number 2, in AD 79, it erupted. And Ava. That's correct. Mount Vesuvius. It erupted and destroyed the city of Pompeii. Number 3, this active volcano in Martinique destroyed the fort of St. Pierre in 1902. Natalie. Incorrect. Correct answer is Mount Pelée. Number 4, this double-peaked extinct volcano is located in Northern California. Correct answer is Mount Shasta. Math, general math, you do not need your pencils. Identify these math terms. Number 1, the 3 in the expression 4 cubed. Bryson? Incorrect. Natalie? The exponent. Number 2, the adjective for an angle between 0 and 90 degrees. Natalie? Acute. Number 3, 2 numbers whose sum is 0. Natalie? Incorrect. Correct answer is additive inverses, or you could have just said opposites. Number 4, the circumference of a circle divided by 2 pi. Reagan? Incorrect. Called the radius. See what we have next. Oh, this is going to get ugly. Get ready. Miscellaneous 4 parts in movies. Yes. Complete these animated couples from famous movies. So you're going to give the other half of the animated couple. Number 1, Mickey Mouse. Reagan, Minnie Mouse, Number 2, Shrek. Ava? Incorrect. Reagan? Fiona. Yeah. What? That was a new question.
Oh, right. Right.
Number 3, Carl from the movie Up. Reagan? Nope. Zoe? Ellie. Number 4, Simba. Natalie? Nala. Science, 4 parts in life science. Answer these about insects. Number 1, the number of parts in an insect's body. Ava? 3. Number 2, the first step in the metamorphosis of a butterfly. Paulson? Incorrect. Ava? Egg. I was going to say cocoon as well. I was with you on that one, Paulson. Number 3, the most important bee in a colony. Paulson? The queen. Number 4, the breathing holes on the abdomen of an insect. Natalie? Incorrect. The correct answer is the spiracles. I've never heard of that word before. Social studies, civics. Name the state once governed by each of these U.S. presidents. Name the state. Number 1, Jimmy Carter. Ava. What? Incorrect. Reagan? Georgia is correct. Was that a total lucky guess? Nice. We'll see if it keeps up. Number 2, George W. Bush. Bryson? Incorrect. Zoe? Incorrect. Correct answer is Texas. Number 3, Ronald Reagan. Zoe? Incorrect. Colson? California. Number 4, William McKinley. Natalie? Incorrect. Grayson? Ohio. Fine arts, art. Give these art terms. Number 1, the surface on which a painter mixes. Natalie? A palette. Number 2, the state of equilibrium within a composition. Zoe? Incorrect. That's time. Quick answer is balance. Number 3, a case for holding loose drawings, photographs, or other images. Natalie? Incorrect. That's time. They wanted the case. It's called a portfolio. And number 4, a pattern of abstract curved shapes that look like twisted teardrops, often seen on men's ties. Natalie? Incorrect. Time. Correct answer is Paisley. All right, we have just a couple of questions left for our last 3 minutes here. We'll go back to toss-up style. Fine arts, music. Wilhelm Friedman, Johann Christoph, Johann Christian, and Carl Philipp Emanuel were all composers and sons of what Baroque composer of 6 Brandenburg concertos? Natalie. Bach is correct. Language arts spelling. Spell the word in the following sentence that refers to outlines of people or things. Gary created eerie silhouettes for the haunted house. Spell. Natalie? Incorrect. Spell silhouettes. Colson.
S-I-L-O-U-E-S.
No, there's a hidden H in there. Silhouettes. And our final 4 questions is a bonus in miscellaneous agriculture. Identify these types of poultry. Number 1, its adult males are roosters and adult females are hens. Hannah. Chicken. Number 2, its adult males are toms. Ava? Turkey. Number 3, a group of these birds is called a gaggle. Zoe? Goose. Number 4, its adult males are called drakes. Olsen? Incorrect. Zoe? A duck. So that concludes our match. We had a final score, and sometimes this happens, of 265 to 60. Had a massive blowout over here. I think you guys had so many of the right answers, you just didn't push the button fast enough. But here's one of the things I liked about today. Every single one of you got at least 1 toss-up correct throughout the whole match. That is a really cool accomplishment, and it does not happen that often in this basketball match. So, good job. Let's get ourselves cleaned up. Yep, so put all those on a pile there. Say goodbye to our streaming people friends.
Bye, streaming people friends. Bye. 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 Bye.